Anyway, I'm glad to see you folks here today because Sunday is my favorite show of the week. I didn't say that yesterday. No, sir, I said Saturday night was my favorite show. Now, it occurs to me that you folks, when you hear the name of Will Rogers, you automatically reach for your pockets. In fact, I'll bet you're half expecting the ushers to come down the aisles with cans to pass down the rows to collect your loose change for the Will Rogers Hospital and Institute. That money does a whole lot of good, but you can relax. We won't be doing that tonight. Mainly on account of you took most of your money when you bought your tickets. Can you believe the price of theater tickets these days? When I saw what they were asking for this show, I thought they were looking for investors. So I reckon I owe you something for it, which means I better get to work. See you. Don't go far now. You know, this act is the same act I've been annoying audiences with all my life. And Mr. Ziegfeld, too. I was kind of surprised when I heard from Mr. Florence Ziegfeld after all these years. I was even more surprised when he told me it was time to do another one of his Follies, especially since the last one he produced, personally, was over 6 years ago, back in 1931. Mr. Ziegfeld said not to worry because his idea of my life was a whole lot more theatrical than the way I actually lived it. And he'd be looking down to set us straight from time to time. Not from heaven. I'd be mighty surprised if he ended up anywhere in that particular vicinity. No, he met from the balcony, which is right up there, about where you folks in the third row are sitting. He said he'd be looking down to see how this show was moving along, so I guess I better move along. Oh, before I forget, I'd like to introduce to you to a real famous person sitting right here in the audience. America's greatest aviator in Hicksville, Oklahoma, Mr. Wiley Copeland. Stand up, Wiley. Let's go flying, Will. Anytime, partner. Wiley was the first fellow in history to fly solo around the world, and he did it in under 8 days. Heck, nowadays you can send a letter clear across town in that amount of time. You're doing just fine, folks. We'll get out of here early tonight. Takes twice as long as you have to explain the jokes. Great seeing you, Wiley. Now, believe it or not, some people think this ain't respectable work. My father hasn't been one of them. But I don't think there's anything wrong with swinging a rope, as long as your neck's not in it. As I tied some knots, I learned to make a loop. Spun it horizontal to the ground. Practiced lassoing the fence post and most anything I found. I even wrote my sisters if they dared come around. This pastime was my solitary skill. And people ask, what will become of Will? Give a man enough rope. Give a man enough rope. And he can hang himself or not. That is the choice that he has got. He could wind up hanging out from a tree. Or he could spend himself for life. That's what happened to me. Give a man enough rope. 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 You and two guys are pilot. One says
Hicksville Tribune, Mr. Rogers.
She does wonders for the circulation of the Tribune. Now, it's a fact that the Tribune is the only paper in Hicksville that has right to go along with the pictures. My father always loved the Tribune, mainly on account of it never used to flood your mind with 2 points of view. Maybe it gets funnier on the inside. Cold weather chills tourist trade in Nice, France. You know why they pronounce that town Nice? The French ain't got a word for nice. Long Island housewife shoots husband. That's the 3rd one in the past week. Season must open a month earlier. Now, it's a funny thing, but these are the exact same items I used to see in the paper 70, 80 years ago. So maybe some of the things I said back then still might make a little sense today. Let's find out. Anybody got a 70-year-old newspaper back there? Okay. August 17th, 1935. Will Rogers and Wiley Post die in airplane crash in Alaska.
Let's go flying, Will.
Wiley's still the greatest aviator in history, if you don't count that one time. Can you make that an 80-year-old newspaper?
Here's your 80-year-old newspaper, Mr. Rogers.
Thank you. Okay now. New Yugoslav Republic torn by ethnic strife. Anti-cigarette legislation ending in 42 states. President accused of philandering. Are you sure this is an old paper? I got a funny feeling they've been stealing money by putting out the same paper for 80 years. Okay, another filibuster paralyzes Congress. How they love to talk. The other day, a congressman stood up and objected to a certain Oklahoman comedian poking fun at him, Congress. Well, you see, the thing is about my jokes, they don't hurt anyone. But the Congress, whenever they make a joke, it's a law. Whenever they make a law, it's a joke. The president vows to trim excess fat in government. Our new president could do that real quick just by staying away from McDonald's. You know, I tried to tell the president all the latest political jokes, but it was too late. He'd already gone and appointed. SNL Vice President Rob. I thought there was an understanding that crooks didn't rob crooks. You folks want to talk that one over amongst yourselves? I don't know. Those banks have all them vice presidents. The United States only has one. We still haven't found anything for him to do. Thank God. Now, this is the place where Mr. Ziegler wants me to introduce to you somebody very important. What? Well, how much time do they need? Mom told me there'd be days like this. I like to show off some of my harmonica skills as well as my roping skills, so here's a little something for you. Pa, I've got some bad news.
Oh, Lord, son. Don't tell me you got yourself expelled from school again. You gotta have an education, Willie, so you won't have to worry about ending up in the Congress. I sent you to 6 schools in 7 years. You never made it past the 5th grade.
Pa, the kids keep making fun of me. They call me a redskin.
You're not a redskin, Willie. You're an Indian. Our people didn't come over on the Mayflower. We met the boat. Don't forget, I'm 3/8 Cherokee and you're Muslim quarter.
Gee, I guess if I ever passed the 5th grade, I'd know how much of a Cherokee that made me.
I want you to be proud of your Indian blood, son. Now, over here, I want you to take a look at a painting that I happen to treasure among all things.
Now, Mr. Zickville calls this next thing one of his living tableaux. So, try and look amazed, folks. Please, you'll be watching. Okay, Pa.
Son, feast your eyes on Custer's Last Stand. So, how do you think of the picture now, Mike?
It might just be the best one I ever saw.
What do you like so much about it?
Being on the winning side.
Well, now that you're 19, I was wondering what you wanted to do with your life.
Made up my mind, Pa. Going down to the Argentine to become a cowboy.
Argentine? I always counted on you staying here and running the ranch.
I don't think I have it in me to run anything, Pa. Why can't I do with my life what I want to?
I reckon you could, son, but I wouldn't consider myself a good father if I didn't make it as difficult for you as possible. When your ma died, I told her that I'd raise you proper, and I'm willing to give up. Sometimes I think the only reason you're here is to give me something to look at in my old age. You're staying here, and that's fine.
I'm going to Argentina, Pa.
I say you're staying here and running this ranch.
I hate to tell you this, but there is no way in the world you're going to stop me.
No, probably not. All right, Willie, you go to Argentina. But I just want you to remember one thing. When you're down and out, about a friend in the world or a dollar to your name, I want you to remember this one piece of fatherly advice. I told you so. Get the hell out of here or I'm still in a good mood! All I can say is a man's a fool if he thinks his son's going to live up to half the dreams a father has for him. Hooray, hooray, some dirty work has been done. He can't be the real one, can't be Clem Runner's son. He says he don't want a ranch. He's some mutton ranch. Must be our Comanche for sure. To Argentina he'll steam. What a crap-headed scheme. It's the end of my dream. 'Cause he will never be a hell of a man. I looked up to man, a hell of a man like yours truly. But what they hate, he has still got 6 girls, 6 million curls. I'm jumping for joy. Goodbye, Willie boy, and go right for money. Goodbye, Willie boy.
And I'm sure my pa did everything for me. Tried to make more out of me than what I really am. How's come about to something that's always somebody else's idea of how you should run your own life? You know, it's a funny thing. The minute a man becomes a father, it's like he automatically forgets what it's like being a son. So long, Pa, I'm on my way to see the world so big and wide. I might find something I can do and find a guy that's here inside. So long, Pa, I'm off today. I hope before my journey ends, I'll learn to do So I'm off to Argentina. There's a whole lot of people out there. And I knew way back when that I wanted to meet as many as my time would allow. Because people are what life's all about.
Just a moment, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, Mr. Ziegfeld?
Excuse me for interrupting, but you've been out there for 2 scenes now, and we haven't met the girl. As you should know, in a Ziegfeld production, the romance never starts later than the 3rd scene.
I told you folks this would happen. I know he sounds kind of bossy, but you gotta remember what it's like growing up in Chicago with the first name Florence. Well, come to think of it, Mr. Ziegfeld, I did meet Betty Blake before my trip to Argentina. She was working in a railroad station. Betty was the prettiest, sweetest girl in the whole territory. And she was in the freight office, and I was expecting some new long flannel underwear from back east for my trip to Argentina. You know, the kind with the trap door in the back.
How very romantic. And just where was this enchanted railroad station?
Oologah, Oklahoma.
Oh, no, absolutely not, Mr. Rogers. Nothing in a Ziegfeld show ever happens in Oologah. Stage manager, please.
Yeah, Mr. Z.
Peter, do we have a set back there we could use? Something spectacular, something Ziegfeldian.
We got that Fiji Island set, Mr. Z.
Fiji Island. Come on, Mr. Ziegfeld, you might as well say we met on the moon.
Brilliant, Mr. Rogers. You met your wife on the moon. Peter, set up the moon scene, please. Well, no, just stand there, Mr. Rogers. You're going to meet your wife, Betty, on the moon.
Yes, sir. Coming in on the 5 o'clock rocket.
Well, so far you haven't mentioned anything at all.
That's because I'm painfully shy. I once let an entire barn burn down because I was too shy to yell fire.
By any chance, you're that shiftless Rogers boy who lives on a ranch a few miles out and spends all your time roping and so how can you possibly amount to anything?
I guess so.
Well, glad to meet you. Betty Blake, a simple farm girl from Arkansas who's named my favorite single sister here on the book because...
Did you say single sister? It so happens that I have a single sister too. 6 of them, in fact.
6 single sisters. Gosh, that's hard to say. I bet you wouldn't believe this, but I've got 6 single sisters myself.
Did you hear that, folks? 6 single sisters. Isn't that amazing? It's hard to imagine 2 people having more in common than that. Well, we'll skip the next 2 lines. See, they didn't amount to much. Get right to the good part. Gosh, Betty Blake, you're awfully nice. In fact, you look like the kind of girl that comes along once in a blue earth.
And you seem like a pretty down-to-the-moon person yourself.
I'd sure love to hear you sing sometime.
Why, Will Rogers, how did you know this thing?
Well, because in a Hicksville show, everybody who's dressed can sing. So how about it?
You mean sing right now?
No, my long underwear. They come in yet?
Oh, well, the 5 o'clock ought to be arriving any minute now. Hello there. Hello, Mr. Engineer. How was the trip?
Not too bad. I lost a little time chugging around the Big Dipper, but I made it up along the Milky Way. Oh, and I have this package addressed to that shiftless Rogers boy who lives on a ranch a few miles out. Feels like long underwear to me.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer.
So long, buddy. Gotta blast off. See you in a light year or so. All aboard!
Your long underwear arrived, Will Rogers.
Oh, boy, that's great. I can't wait to try them on.
I've got a better idea. How about we take a long walk out to the Sea of Tranquility? I hear there's going to be a full earth tonight.
Gosh, I'd love to, Betty. As soon as I get back from Argentina.
Argentina.
That's where I decided to seek my fortune. But when I get back, if you're single like your 6 sisters, I'd love to take that walk. I'll only be gone a year. So long, Betty Blake. I promise to write.
Adios. Adios very much. The mist is lifting, a change hovers in the air. A sea change, a sky change, I feel that it's almost there. My journey's end, our friend. I should bless someone in Argentina.
All right, so he didn't finish his education, he didn't want to run the ranch, and he deserted me when I needed him the most. But did he have to turn me into the grouchy old grump of this show? This role of Clem is all frustration mixed with rage. Unsympathetic roles can sink you on the stage. So just stick with me till my warmth comes shining through. I don't get lovable till somewhere in Act 2.
I've been asked to deliver a postcard to Miss Betty Blake. Miss Betty Blake, I have a postcard for you from Will Rogers.
Thank you.
think of the show?
That was just about the most disgusting spectacle I've ever witnessed.
You mean my roping act?
No, your act was wonderful. But did you have to do it with all those people watching?
You're talking about the audience play?
To stand up there in front of total strangers? Hey, Will Rogers, where's your shame?
Now, folks, how can you not love somebody like that? So I explained to her that I couldn't earn a living just spinning my rope in front of family and friends. Then we had a few two lines that were too sappy to repeat here. We found ourselves looking at St. Louis, atop the Ferris wheel.
Oh, well, look. You can see all the way to Illinois.
Yeah. I suppose you had your fair share of guys while I was gone.
There were a few, but only one had to worry about.
Yeah, who's that?
Ben Harvey. He's a promising lawyer.
Yeah, what'd he promise you?
Well, only a life that has nothing whatsoever to do with show business.
Now hold on. What's so dad blame wrong with what I do? I'm happy when I'm standing out there in front of all those people, and I know I'm making them happy. So don't go getting your hopes up about reforming me, because when you marry me, you'll get exactly what you saw under the tent tonight, including the audience and nothing more.
Why, Will Rogers, who ever said anything about marrying you?
Well, I did. Just now. Is it a deal or not?
It's a deal.
Let's shake on it. We're heading for a wedding. It's gonna happen soon. Hearts are intending to reach the happy ending that started on the moon.
Mr. Rogers. Just a moment, Mr. Rogers.
Well, you can relax. I'm feeling just fine. And by the way, the name's Rogers now. Betty Rogers. I'm married.
But Mr. Ziegfeld says the wedding always ends the act.
I know. Don't tell Mr. Ziegfeld that we saw a justice of the peace and buffalo 7 years ago. You won't tell him, will you?
Oh, don't worry, honey. Your secret's safe with me. Not.
Hello? Lucky, is that you? How are you and the other girls? Still single. How's my life? Oh, it's great, just great. You should see the fancy restaurants we eat in and the deluxe hotels we stay in here in wherever we are. How do the children like it? Oh, they love it almost as much as I do. When are we coming home? I don't know, Zuleika. When you're having the time of your life like we are, it's pretty hard to tear yourself away. I love you too. Tell the girls I miss them. Bye. I like days so carefully reckoned, feeling life from second to second.
Lady,
Oh, well, I didn't see you there.
you know, I was thinking during the show tonight, how long have we been at this? 7 years? Maybe my father was right. I should have stayed in Oklahoma.
Will, are you serious?
Yeah, let's face it. Where I'm going is nowhere. Oklahoma's as good as nowhere any day.
But you're at the top of the bill now.
Top of the bill in Cedar Rapids, still only making $100 a week. Maybe a man has the right to go on kidding himself. Not when he's got a wife and family.
But Will,
I don't care how much you love the life, Blake. I made up my mind. We're going back to Oklahoma.
oh Will, thank you so much. But are you really sure?
Of course I am. If my big break was going to come along, it would have been here by now.
Telegram for Mr. Rogers. Telegram for Mr. Will Rogers.
That's me.
Are you Will Rogers, that broken fool?
Nope. As of right now, I'm just Will Rogers. Thank you.
Mr. Will Rogers, Fox Theater, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Dear Mr. Rogers, pleased to invite you to my ninth Follies, starring W.C. Fields, Eddie Cantor, and Ed Wynn. Stop. And offer you a salary of $600 a week. Stop. Expecting an immediate and affirmative reply. Most sincerely, Warren Ziegfeld.
What is it, Will? Your father's not sick again.
Oh, no, it's nothing important. Just another booking. Go pack up and collect the kids. I'll give notice. We should be back on the ranch by Sunday night.
Oh well, you'll never regret this. I mean, giving up a 5 a day in Cedar Rapids isn't like, say, giving up the Hicksville Follies. But I mean, we wouldn't have to worry about that. I mean, who in their right mind would offer you the Follies?
You're being a great sport about this, Blake, but I'm not quite sure that those New York folks put up with my little act much longer.
It's not a little act anymore, Will. Not since that day you got all tangled up with a Texas skip where you ad-libbed that line. Heck, folks, it looks like I got all my feet through one.
Get out of here.
You're a talker now, Will. Mr. Ziegfeld doesn't pay $100 a week for a few road trips. You give him a new show every night. All I know is what I read in the paper. There's not another act like yours on the circuit. And that's why we're asking for $700.
I love you, Mom, so much. 2,500 consecutive performances here at Follies, right here in New York. Lots happened. We've lost a few important people. Teddy Roosevelt, Tsar Nicholas of Russia, and my pa, Clem Rogers. You'd be surprised to know that all three of them shared something in common. That's right, none of them caught my act. I have an important announcement to make. This here is my last night at the Follies. I'm going off to Hollywood to become a movie screen actor. I'll be out of here tomorrow, and I'll be flying by aeroplane.
Careful, Will.
Well, I won't actually be doing the flying. I'll just be along for the ride. No, I leave that to the folks who know how, like Wiley Post.
Take off and let's go flying.
Let's go flying, Will.
What are you still doing here?
I'm waiting for you. We promised we would go flying to Alaska.
I don't come to the end of the show. Never saw a fella so anxious to break his neck. Mine too. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to Hollywood to become a movie screen actor. My only regret is that my pa didn't get to see my success. But I never would have approved of it. Like he always said, an actor's ego, the only thing out there, keeps on growing without any nourishment. Thought I might get my hands to that new device we got called radio.
That'll be an improvement. At least no one there will be expected to see you.
Haha, what are you doing here? I just told him you were dead. You died 6 years ago.
So some of your jokes, but they're still hanging around.
Where'd you get the wings? Wardrobe?
Hell no, they're real.
Do they work?
Nah, still need the damn stairs.
Anyway, I was just telling the folks what a shame it was that you didn't get to see my success.
Success? What success?
Well, you know what I do, Pa. I'm the star of the show.
Not as far as I'm concerned. Hello, ladies.
Hello, Uncle Clem.
Forget it, Pa, you're dead.
Yeah, but they're not. What is it you were saying, Willie?
I'm going off to Hollywood to become a movie screen actor.
You? I may be dead, Sonny, but I'm not blind. You're sure not much to look at.
Well, I figure that's half your fault. Instead of running me down, you should have been proud of me.
Proud?
Yeah. I make the people laugh. Just ask the audience. They like what I do.
What do they know? They like the dog act. Listen to me, Willie.
Mr. Rogers,
Yeah?
He's talking about me, Ma.
what the hell's going on down there? I'm paying you to do a show.
Yes, sir. You better run along now, Pa.
All right. Listen to me. I know I wanted you to be a rancher, but if it wasn't in you, you could have been a doctor, an inventor, or something important, something you both look back on and be proud of, because that's what greatness is, really leaving the world a better place than when you found it.
It's great to be great, Pa. But it's greater to be human.
Don't you want to be great, son?
No man's great if he thinks he is.
Who said that?
I do.
Well, that's all right. What's going on here?
Sounds like a wedding. You better run along now, Pa.
All right. Goodbye, ladies.
Hi, Uncle Clem.
But just remember one thing, Willie. Life's never as long as the young think it is. You gotta do something that you can both be proud of, something you can both look back on, because anytime now you can wake up dead, and that's it. Take it from me, Willie. It's later than you think. Take it from me.
have you been working on that one trick I've been showing you?
But show me one more time.
Okay. No, you should be able to do it by now. Let's see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Powell. Well, I hope you folks had a wonderful time during intermission. I sure did. And if any of you were smoking out there, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. As far as I can see, the only good thing about smoking tobacco is that it chases the mosquitoes away. Which is proof positive that mosquitoes are smarter than people. A number of things have happened since you people were in line. We've had 3 different presidents. Mr. Harding, Mr. Coolidge, Mr. Hoover. All Republicans, of course. But the Democrats don't have to worry. History has shown that people can only stand Republicans for 12 years at a time. And then we had that monkey trial down in Tennessee to find man descended from apes. I don't know, I never believed any of that anyway. I always figured man descended from lawyers. No. Now, it's like I always say, all I know is what I read in the paper. Lately, they're starting to use a new word, ecology, which only means, as far as I can see, our land. Now, the pioneers, who didn't know any better, cut down all the trees and never did plant one. They plowed up all the land that should have been left to grass, the way God intended it. See, what they thought they were living off of was the land. Really, it was future generations. And the problem with land is, they're just not making it anymore. Look around, the world's a lovely sight. Lovely sky and sea, where it used to be. Look around, the world is shining bright. Watch the green grass grow, where that once was so. Where's the spring that loved the rain? Where's the grove that lovers lay? Look around, they vanished overnight. Where's the lovely world I used to see? Who loves the open skies, the view? Please look horizon, look around, they disappear from sight. And when I recall what used to be, I'm weeping like a weeping willow tree. Just look around, you'll see a memory. Now that I got that off my chest, I suppose you folks are dying to know how it was I came to run for president. Well, it was in the spring of 1928. This distinguished fellow came up to me in the Aspen Hotel, right here in New York.
Mr. Rogers, have you ever thought of running for president of the United States?
That's the fellow. Now, I swear everything you're about to hear is the gospel truth. So help me Hicksville.
Mr. Rogers, now that you're back on top as the #1 box office star of stage, screen, radio, and newspapers, would you like to try for president?
I don't know. Politics is the only branch of show business I ain't tried yet.
This country needs you, Mr. Rogers.
Well, I'll tell you this. This country might be used to having anything at all But I don't think we've sunk to the professional actor stage yet.
Would you mind telling me what political party you belong to?
I'm not a part of any organized party. I'm a Democrat.
Would you be interested in running as a candidate for the Debunk Party?
Debunk?
Exactly. Mr. Rogers, you've been asked to speak at the Republican Convention in Kansas City, and you've also been asked to speak at the Democratic Convention in Houston.
The Democratic convention. That's great. The Democrats always have fun at their convention. Well, that's because they know they're not leaving anywhere afterwards. Until here lately.
So, what do you say, Mr. Rogers? Since you're the first man in history who's been asked to speak at both conventions in the same year, why you could ask the folks to vote directly for you?
Now, have you folks ever heard anything so nonsensical in your life? I mean, a man would have to be plumb loco to give up a career in anything just to go into politics.
So, will you run for president or not, Mr. Rogers?
I sure will. You Democrats and Republicans, I'm asking for your vote. I've got this Stephen party with some new ideas to flow. Don't ask me what my platform is, I leave that stuff alone. Cause no one keeps those promises as history has shown. I'll run a clean campaign and that will be my winning card. Considering the kind you've had, well that won't be too hard. Mr. Chairman, the great Sooner State of Oklahoma, by a clean sweep by acclamation, we proudly placed in nomination. The great Sooner State of Oklahoma cast its 22 votes for William Benedict Rogers, William Benedict Rogers, William Benedict Rogers, yeah. The elders are playing the record, he will become the greatest song. The day of people's victory is won. The spirit's song, he's gonna be what the difference of the day of beating us. Hooray for our favorite song. Hooray! 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 The spirit's song, he's gonna be what the difference of the day of beating us. Hooray for our favorite song. Hooray for our favorite, hooray for our favorite, hooray for our favorite song. Now, any of you who like to study history might recall that I didn't get elected president, but I did carry a state, namely the District of Columbia, which it turns out wasn't a state at all. I took that as a personal compliment, though, because whoever gets elected, it's those folks in Washington who have to put up with them for the next 4 years. But I've got some advice for future nominees. Don't go telling the truth. Nothing can hurt you more in an American election than telling the truth. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Right. See, Mr. Ziegfeld has these things he calls trouble in paradise. Only, in this case, paradise was Hollywood, California. I suppose we were pretty rich by now. We have our own polo field, and our little ranch house with 22 rooms. But the problem was, because of my work, I wasn't getting to spend as much time with my family as I needed to. So this is the scene where the leading lady sings a torch song about her troubles while leaning against the piano.
Alone again, please let me alone again. What's new? All I do is sit and stare at a snapshot and an empty chair. What good's a man who's never there?
he's got me doing now. Will there be anything else, madame?
No, thank you, Hastings. We're the children.
They're outside, madame, waiting for their entrance music.
Mom, guess what? He's home.
Hello, Blake.
Hello, stranger.
Uh-oh. Well, I decided it's time to change the subject, so I spent a little time reacquainting myself with the kids. Incidentally, people have been asking me how come the kids never got any bigger. I told them, of course, they got bigger. But to demonstrate that, we'd need a whole nother set of kids. Mr. Ziegfeld says that 4 is enough for any show. By the way, there only ought to be 3. Little Freddie here passed on during the diphtheria epidemic of 1920. I'm sorry, son, but you're going to have to run along now.
Will I have to call down when it comes to Hicksville Village Players?
Yeah, you got me there, son. All right, you can stay.
Yay!
But you're going to have to leave your mom and me alone. She might be upset about something, and there's no use telling. I don't know what it is. So, run along to your room.
All the way up, Paul.
Halfway's good enough. Now scoot. How bad is it, Blake?
Pretty bad. The last time you were here, you couldn't even remember where the bathroom was.
Well, it's a pretty big house, Blake.
Couldn't even make it without you in it. Well, do you realize that in the past year alone, you got 4 full-length talking pictures, 52 radio shows, 365 newspaper columns, spoken at 151 banquets, and visited 19 countries on 5 continents?
Well, I know that.
Sure, you know it, but they don't. So why do you keep traveling? What are you looking for?
People. I can't get over it, Blake. I know they may walk and talk different, but they're all the same. There's getting to be too many of them. They all want exactly the same thing. 3 meals a day and a good night's sleep.
Well, we're people too, and all we want is more of you.
So does that mean you don't want the expensive presents I brought in?
What present?
Well, I gotta make that side, but this here is a small sample. It's the world's most famous amethyst, found at Ceylon. It's on the statue of a goddess. I figured it looked better on you.
Oh, well, this is beautiful, but it looks so expensive. You shouldn't have spent so much money.
Life sure is funny. I got a wife telling me not to spend what my pa told me I'd never make.
I want you to take it back.
Ceylon? Okay.
Wait, we'll ride your stick back here. Okay, I'll keep it. But I just can't believe we're this rich.
Have you been reading the newspapers lately? Prosperity has arrived. Everyone's making money. There hasn't been a time when more fools are making more money. Have you been hearing what President Hoover's been saying? 2 chickens in every pot, 2 know, maybe it's because I'm in the cheering up business. Right now, that business has never been better. But I don't feel right about it, Blake. How can I face all those people? What do I tell them?
Well, you remember something you said to me a long time ago? A man makes a living by what he gets. He makes a life by what he gets.
I said that?
Yes.
That's not so bad. But what do I give them now?
What do you mean? For the past year alone, you've done benefits for flood relief, drought relief, famine relief, and what more can one man get?
Blake, the president wants me to go on after his speech tonight. Make people feel better. But I don't know what to tell them.
All my boys say, well, the truth.
Hey, you got 10 seconds, Mr. Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard an address by the President of the United States, the Honorable Herbert Hoover. And now, at Mr. Hoover's invitation, a few words from America's favorite humorist, Mr. Will Rogers.
Mr. Hoover wanted somebody to follow him to cheer you folks up. Well, he must be pretty desperate if he has to have the Democrat. Problem is, who's going to cheer me up? Because all I know is what I see on the street corners. What I see tonight are people without jobs, without homes, without food. They're our own people, American people. I hear tell that at least 16 million souls are unemployed, a full third of the workforce. These people are asking for our help, but they're not asking for charity, they're asking for a job. And the next best thing we can do is see to it that they have food and the necessities of life. We've got the money because there's as much money in the country as there ever was. Only fewer people have it. But it's there. The President promised this country prosperity, but up to now only a handful of men have got it. The difference between our rich and our poor grows greater every year. A man can make $1 million overnight. He's on every front page in the morning. But it never tells who gave up that million that you got. You can't get money without taking it from somebody else. That means there's not one of us that has anything that doesn't owe part of it to those who need it now. I don't suppose that the most unemployed or the hungriest man in America hasn't contributed in some way to the wealth of every millionaire in America. It wasn't the working man who brought this depression thing on at all. It was the big boys themselves who thought this financial junk we were going through was going to last forever. They overborrowed, overmerged, overcapitalized, and over everything else. And that's the fix we're in now. People are starving to death. Americans, can you hear that? Here in this country, with more wheat and more corn and more everything else, any country on the face of the earth, we've got people starving. No country ever had more. No country ever had less. 10 men can buy the whole world. And 10 million can't buy enough to eat. We hold the distinction of being the only nation in history of the world that ever went to the poorhouse in an automobile. It's up to us, to every one of us who doesn't go to bed hungry tonight, to see that no one else does either. You'd think that some of our big men would understand that and try to fix it, that they'd try to arrange a better distribution of things, because if they don't do it, they're not big men, that's all there is to it. Where are all the big men? Lord, we sure could use one now. I can't say anything more about it than that.
That's the saddest thing I ever saw.
Hello, Pa.
What's the matter, boy? You're standing there like a mole.
I never thought I'd say this, Pa. I guess you were right.
Of course I'm right. About what?
Me, Pa. People are in real trouble. Real trouble. And all I ever did about it was tell jokes. Looks like we run out of those.
Those weren't jokes you were telling, Sonny.
Yeah, so you keep telling me, Pa.
I don't know what the hell they were, Willie, but you feel better. You know, Willie, a long time ago on the ranch, there was a very wise man, Indian, of course, who said the smartest men on earth were those that answered questions that the rest of the world didn't know enough to ask yet. I kind of figure that's what you've been doing.
What good did it do?
I don't know, maybe none at all.
But you always said I had to leave things different from the way I found them.
I know what I said, boy, but from my perspective now, there's one more thing I've learned, and that's that sometimes it takes time to judge the true worth of a man. Some men that are really big now could just be a joke in the history books. Take it from me, Willie. Someday they're gonna forget the names of lawyers and judges, and millionaires, even presidents. Hell, I only found out about Franklin Pierce last week. But I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the pike, they're gonna remember you.
Franklin Pierce. He was president?
So they tell me. Right between Fillmore and Buchanan.
Never heard of them either.
That's what I was trying to tell you. But you're different, Willie, because you never stop trying to tell the world what damn fools they were. And you're too simple to have an ounce of malice in you, so they loved every minute of it. And I'm going to tell you a story, Willie. Seems that many years ago, there was this ugly old sinner who showed up to the pearly gates to be judged, and St. Peter looked in his book and said, "I'm sorry, sir, your name's not there." The ugly old sinner thought for a minute and he said, "But I'm Will Rogers' father." And St. Peter said, "Well, why the hell didn't you say so?" I'm saying so now, son. I'm proud of you. Aren't you going to thank me?
What, Bob?
For your success.
My success?
Hell yes! It proves that there was more of me in you than either of us ever suspected. Your wit and wisdom let us see all the foibles of this century. What a man, a hell of a man is my will. Must multiply me by the millions.
Gee, not just one of you will do.
Your public numbers in the billions.
As you've been saying, I hope it all to you.
Willamania, he's welcome at the White House. We'll sure gets around. He talks up everywhere and tells us what's what. A movie star, seatbelt star, he's hotter than hot.
Let's go flying, Will.
And you, Wiley?
So long, Willie. I'll be seeing you pretty soon, I expect.
What do you mean, Bob?
Time to go, Will.
See you, Willie.
You talking about Alaska, Wiley?
I'm afraid so.
I'm not ready yet.
No one ever is, son.
I've got a whole lot more I want to do.
Don't fight it, Willie.
Bob,
Let's go, Will.
I need a little more time, Wiley.
Say your goodbyes, Will. Reach down for you.
I don't know why we're so afraid to go. Maybe it's because we're afraid we haven't done anything that will live after we're gone. I guess so.
Why?
Because I went.
Will Rogers, if anything happens to you, you can get yourself killed.
What do you do, boy?
I'll never speak to you again. Without you, I'm a nameless place. Without you, I will always run. Without you, lost in no man's land. Without you, I'm a southern star.
We just flown from Cuba to Alaska, and I noticed the airplane wasn't doing exactly what Wiley promised me it would do. It would fly. Anyway, I said, Wiley, we're going down. I marked it casually as possible under the circumstances. Hell, well, says Wiley, nobody stays up forever. Well, Wiley was right a lot of the time. Anyway, the plane went down. Law of gravity being the only law human beings haven't yet broken. Wiley and I decided to go along with it. The newspapers must have been pretty hard up for the weekend. The Hicksville Tribune gave us 4 pages on Saturday and another 4 on Sunday, which put us right up there with that other big crash, the one on Wall Street. Not bad for a one-eyed flyer on a half-breed rope spinner. August 22nd, the last rites were held in Los Angeles, California.
20,000 people filed taxes passed.
President, Mrs. Roosevelt's not especially pretty.
Funeral's a funny thing. It's a chance for folks to say all kinds of nice things they didn't want you to hear when you were still alive.
Here's a flower.
Yeah, you gotta look at the bright side. Prolonged life earns more reputation than it ever made.
In Washington, both houses of Congress observed a minute of silence.
Now, then it might not sound like a lot, until you figure whose mouth's being shut.
Lights around the country got half-mast.
The nation's motion picture theaters went dark.
Both NBC and CBS went off the air for a full half hour.
Through the media of radio, motion pictures, and newspaper syndication, Will Rogers reached more people throughout the world than anyone in history before.
Mainly because those gadgets didn't come along till I did. I'm glad I missed television, though. I'd have hated cheap folks out reading a good book.
New York, a squadron of airplanes from the Army Air Corps flew into formation in Oklahoma City. Each plane ran on that steering behind it.
I loved airplanes ever since my first flight. Never missed a chance to ride one. Never could get my pot book, though. He always said if God intended for us to fly, wouldn't have made the ground so hard.
Will Rogers traveled to 6 continents to met with every Canadian understand. Not since Abraham Lincoln had the death of an American touched so many.
He told us the truth and made us laugh at it.
People were always asking me what it was like getting married to a national monument. But of course, I never wanted to my life. After all, national monuments don't kiss back. When he was in Washington, he stayed there. He was at home. He was the best husband in the world.
You know, ever since I moved out to Hollywood, I was somewhat of a curiosity. I was the only fellow in the movie business that had the same wife I started out with. The reason for this is simple. There hadn't been a single minute that I didn't love Betty Blake with all my heart. Now, I know it wasn't easy to be married to. Betty used to say her only competition was everybody else in the world. But I told her not to worry. I didn't love everybody else. I merely liked them. Now, I suppose I met a lot of folks in my time, but I always tried to approach them like my Indian ancestors would. You see, an Indian looks back after he passes something, that way he gets a view of it from both sides. White man don't do that. He figures that all sides of things are automatically just the same. That's why you should never judge a man while you're facing him. You gotta go behind him, what he's looking at. Then go around the base and then you'll have a totally different idea of who he is. You'd be surprised how much easier it is to get along with everybody. Never met a man I didn't like. I flew Genoa, yes, I've come a long way down the pipe. Never met appreciation for all that she's done, the woman behind the scenes, we'd like to give her a small token of our appreciation. So,
Come on down.
I'm going to get you off. Thank you. I just want you all to know what a wonderful, wonderful group of people are on this stage. And I couldn't have done it without each and every one of them. And you should all be very, very proud of the talent and exceptional people that are here. Thank you.